When the phone goes silent, the silence has a weight you never notice until it lands. Heavy as the phone that used to buzz itself off nightstands, now just a paperweight collecting dust between your hands. They say loneliness is just a feeling, just a phase. But loneliness is a whole season. It's the longest winter of your days. It's waking up to notifications that are never names, just bills and spam and apps you downloaded in better days. Remember when your phone was ringing off the hook? When you had to silence it just to get some sleep? Now you keep the ringer on, the volume turned up deep, hoping someone, anyone, might give enough to reach. But the calls don't come like they used to come before. No, what you doing? Texts at 2 a.m. No, pull up, we outside, banging at your door. Just you and these four walls and the echo of what's been. There was a time this place was never empty, when your home was everybody's home. Friday night turned into Monday morning plenty, music shaking walls, nobody drinking alone. Your couch was everyone's bed, your kitchen was the spot, your living room the stage where memories were fed and the party never stopped. They knew where you kept the cups, they knew your Wi-Fi by heart. They'd show up without calling, that's just how it was from the start. You were the hub, the headquarters, the place to be, the address everybody knew like their own street. Now you can hear a pin drop in the vacancy, and the silence is so loud, it's deafening. You scroll through old photos, and it hits you kind of funny. How the room got emptier when you ran out of money. It's not a coincidence, though you wish it was, how the love got quiet when the pockets did. You used to wake up to calls you didn't want to answer, bills from friends who suddenly remembered you exist. Bro, I'm in a bind. You know I'm good for it. And you'd send it every time, no second guessing it. Because that's what friends do, right? That's what family's for. You'd give your last just to help them through the night, thinking loyalty was kept in some sacred score. But when the tables turned and you were going through it, the phones went dead like they were never alive. No, you good text? No, let me help you through it. Just silence on the other side. And it makes you wonder if they ever really knew you, or if you were just the ATM with a heartbeat. Were you a friend, or just someone to go through when they needed something you could deplete? It's a bitter pill, this realization, that you can't buy connection with your bank account. That what you thought was love was just a transaction. And when the well dried up, so did the amount of people who would even check to see if you were breathing, who would call just to hear your voice, who would show up when you were grieving, who would choose you, not because they had no choice. Now the loneliness sits beside you like a roommate, constant and familiar, cold but never cruel. It doesn't ask for anything, doesn't complicate, just reminds you every day. You're swimming in this pool alone, even though you taught half the city how to swim. Even though you were the lighthouse when their ships were crashing, now your light is low, your hope is dim, and nobody's here to see the signal you've been flashing. No girlfriend to hold you when the nights get long, no wife to build a future with, no hand to hold. Just you and your thoughts, and the same sad song playing on repeat until your heart grows cold. You're not asking for a parade or pity, just a "how you been?" would do the trick. Just one real conversation in this lonely city. Just one person who would stay when times get thick. But instead, you're here, living life in past tense, remembering when your home felt like a home, when laughter bounced off walls and life made sense, when you were never, ever truly alone. Now the rooms echo with what used to be, ghosts of parties, phantoms of the crew. You pour a drink and toast to memory, because memory's the only friend that stayed true. And maybe that's the hardest part of all this pain, Not that they left, but that you didn't see it coming. You thought you built something that would remain, but you were just the venue while the party was running. When the music stopped and the lights came on, they found the exit without saying goodbye. Left you standing there, wondering what went wrong, replaying moments, asking yourself why. Why weren't you enough without the extras? Why did the love depend on what you could provide? Why do you feel like you failed some test, bruh, when you gave everything you had inside? But here's the truth that's hard to swallow down. Some people are only there for seasons, not for life. Some friends are just faces in a crowd, and loneliness cuts deeper than a knife. It teaches you who matters when the chips are down, who calls to check, not just to ask for favors. It shows you that sometimes you have to drown before you learn who the real lifesavers are. So you're here now, in this quiet space, learning how to be your own best friend, learning how to look yourself in the face and find the strength to start again. The phone might not ring like it used to do. The house might stay empty for a while. But loneliness is also teaching you that you're worth more than a conditional smile. You're worth the kind of love that stays, the kind that doesn't need a reason or reward. You're worth the friend who shows up on the regular days, not just when there's something they can't afford. So let them stay away. Let the silence stretch, let the loneliness do its painful work. Because on the other side of this, I bet you'll find the people who see your worth. And until then, you're learning how to stand in the emptiness without falling apart. Learning that being alone doesn't mean you're less than, and it just means you're protecting your heart. The phone will ring again. Maybe not today, and maybe not from those who you thought would call. But real ones have a way of finding their way to people who've been through it all. So hold on. Keep living. Keep your head high. Loneliness might visit, but it doesn't get to stay. Your story isn't over. This is just the part where you survive. And surviving is how you find your way.